Hello and welcome back to Agrarian Skies. This time we're doing the second map. Agrarian Skies 2 has been released. I don't know when, but it has. This is actually going to be the second time I'm recording this because I played 30 minutes of this without realizing my mic was muted. So this isn't quite new to me, but I will pretend like it is. There are a couple of different starts this time. There's sort of this cottage one, which I like because it gives you a nice little starting platform and something pretty to look at, and it's sort of a home base and you don't sort of stuck on it. I was sort of debating between this and sort of the default platform, which is just a 3x3, which is kind of boring, I think, for the beginning. So I decided to go with this one instead, but it has been a while since I've had Minecraft on my channel. In fact, it has been, the last Minecraft I played was Captive Minecraft, which is back in September of last year, and then the last Agrarian Skies episode was June 27th in that last year as well, so it's been a while. But let's get to it. It says, you have reached this region either by being assigned to it by your overlords or by completing a previous region's rebuilding. There are still a lot to be done to repair the destruction of the old world. Whatever your reason for being here, the jaded one, the cute one, and the all-knowing one are happy you are here to take up the task of rebuilding our poor world. The three overlords will be joined in guiding you by other meddling watchers. Some will help you, some will just want to see you fail. Choose wisely what advice you follow. Not all paths have the best outcomes. The first step on your path, punch trees, get wood, avoid the dragons. So, what do we have here? We've got learning skyblock. So, we need to get wood, and in order to do that, we must do this. Let's keep the food on the bar. Boop, 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 doo. That was fast. Only using a couple of bone meal. But yeah, this is my second time trying to record this, and so it's kind of frustrating. But I didn't really get too far in that half an hour. Just got like 2 nights in, and I was like, hey, someone started making some banging noise, so I went to check to see if you could hear that on the recording. And of course you couldn't hear the banging noise. I guess that was a plus side, but you couldn't hear me too. So detection tasks, if you don't remember this, it just detects if you had it. Crafting task, you must craft something to have that quest done. So you go to here and it says done. Consume task, it eats one of them. As you can see, we're down to 3 blocks, and now we can choose our reward and get that. Are these different apples? No, they're just segregated. It's racist apples. And they've added like a reputation system, which is pretty interesting. Lots of weird statistics to keep track of, which is pretty cool. Interesting that those scroll at the same time, but that doesn't actually show anything. Okay, so Sky Farm. Let's continue. Oh, that's not the right one. We wanted learning to skyblock. That's what we needed. So, getting equipped. These tables must be made of oak wood. First, let's chop all these down. I don't think these degrade, although I might be mistaken. So yeah. Hey, you got some saplings. And that's the other thing. I remember in the original Skyblock years ago, if you didn't get a sapling off your first tree, you were kind of screwed. I mean, it was like, well, gotta reset the map. And like, if it jumped off and you couldn't catch it, it's like, oh, well, that's no fun. So that's why I decided on sort of a bigger map, and it sort of gives you something to build on. The only problem with this map is that little section right there. That, if you're sitting in the house, can actually spawn mobs. So the island is a little bit too big, and I don't think there's a way really to get torches very soon. So that is a bit of a problem. The island becomes infested at night, so yeah, we're gonna have to get some torches going pretty quick. There's only 1 torch here on the map, so that you start with, so that's kind of frustrating. But we will move on, carry on. Like, if you look down here, this has got like a little bit of a basement. It's the spawn point. So I just like having a little bit more to work off of, and not just being sort of cooped up on a 3x3 thing, because we've done that before, and that's not so cool. The cool thing about this isn't so much the starting from exactly nothing and getting to somewhere, because that's what the original Skyblock was about. I'm actually just going to make a chest, and let's put it there. And dump everything we don't need into there, because we don't need that stuff. Okay, so first thing we need to make is a stencil table. So the first thing we gotta do is make some stencils. I already have this pre-knowledge because I played this before. Yay. Okay, so let's make some stencils. I played this yesterday, I think. That was the thing I was hinting about in my Race to Prestige episode. So let's see if I remember correctly. You do that. And that is a tool station. I'm gonna make one of each of these, so I mean, might as well do that. And let's see, what one are we missing? Crafting station. Let's just, yeah. I don't quite like the crafting station as much. I know that's kind of a waste of wood. We're not too desperate yet. Pattern chest. I forget how to do that. Pattern chest. Chest anything. Well, that's great. We're gonna have to grow some more trees. That we shall do. And get going. But I really enjoyed Skyblock. It was probably some of my most proud videos. It's definitely my most watched videos. The one tutorial I did has, how many? I wrote it down somewhere here. Has like 100,000 views, so that's like a third of the channels, or the views I have on this channel. And this channel has over 1,000 videos, so I mean, it's pretty crazy. So I was always quite proud of my Skyblock. I wish a lot more stuff had been released, because since then a lot of cool stuff had been added to Minecraft that you would have had access to. Oh crap, come on man, big super tree. Gonna be annoying as crap to deal with. Oh, my mouse just decided to stop clicking. But like iron, you could have gotten iron stuff, villagers, trading, you could have got all sorts of crazy things, which would have been really cool to have, but I mean, what's done is done. Probably not going back to the original one because that requires so much work. And I just enjoy this one because it sort of gives you a springboard and it's not quite the same monotony, and I don't know, maybe someday I'll return to normal Skyblock, but for now, oh, this is really going to be annoying to deal with. All the leaves, because they don't actually despawn. What we might just have to do is take a piece of dirt over there and do it. But actually, the first thing we're going to do is something we did in the previous time I did this. Is come over here and say, praise the road, and raise it now. Praise it now. But it's not quite what we did last time. But this is what we're doing this time. You know what I might just do? I might just do that. Oh, crap. So we can actually get a better view of this. And do this without danger, because we almost drowned the last time we tried to do this. But just come up here to get ourselves a little bit of perspective of what we've got going on here. This is our island. Hello, island. Okay, goodbye. I've actually got an idea. What if we go over here? This is a little bit futile, but it might actually help us in the long run. Because I had a little bit of a problem with mobs last time, and I'm hoping this might be able to curb. Okay, no more sprint jumping. That's a waste. But I think this is the spot that they were all spawning at, so it might be good to try and coat this with spawn-proof materials. I don't know if I have enough. I thought I would have too many, but I may not even have enough. Oh dear. Quickly now. Quickly. before anything spawns. Quickly. Get this, get this, get this, get this. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, I think that's everything. Quickly, quickly, come back down. Come back down. Look down, look down. Do, 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 do. It's just these farthest points here. We'll just waste the rest of these guys. Waste it. Okay. Hopefully that might cut down on the bad dudes coming for us. But then again, it might have just been a huge waste of resources. But we shall see. Man, you really can't see anything. But that might have been a genius idea of mine. But now we're down to very little resources, but we can see if that actually helped by observing the mini-map. Okay, so what didn't we build? We didn't build a pattern chest. Just gotta keep an eye on that. I think that might have solved their problem, because like the first night and the first time I recorded this was a bit of a doozy, because I had to quickly scramble and block the door. It was pretty crazy. But it looks like that solution has actually worked. Okay, so let's put everything around this guy. Let's put the crafting station there. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Tool station, part builder. What else do we need? We need a stencil table. So let's dump this junk. Oh, we probably need that. I meant to dump that stuff. Stencil table. Just a piece of wood. I think our solution actually worked. Because I remember the first night we just had a ton of people. So I guess that is the one spot that does trouble. And that was the one of the reasons I was actually considering going with the smaller map, was that it doesn't have those sort of far-reaching things. But I guess that solution actually helps us. It solved our problem that I was so worried about, which is pretty excellent. Let's see if that's a completed chest. Tools. Okay, so now in order to do that, we need to go over here and make an axe head. And let's grab one piece of flint. Come over to here and make a axe head. Dun 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 dun. Put it in there. Man, I'm so glad I thought of that. I'm such a genius. Jeez. Bask in my glory. Which is excellent. So now we don't have to actually worry too much about mobs, which is pretty good. Always pretty good. Not have to worry about things. But let's actually... Where's our tool station? Make the axe. And we can use this to get a lot of wood. And it's a decent weapon. It's got 5 attack damage. I guess that's better than that. But... Okay, so what is next? Mary had a little thing. Okay, so this we gotta kill some stuff, but let's do that when we're a little bit in more comfortable situation. The Old MacDonald. Those are misnamed. I don't think they have a proper name yet. They're just called crops in the UI. Oops. If you look at that, it's kind of a misnomer. It's just sticks like that. Not a misnomer. Misnomer wouldn't quite be that. But basically it tells you how the new thing works. Hoes don't work on this land, so you need to use these crop sticks, but they're not exactly clear how you make those, and the name isn't quite correct. Let's just make 2 sets of them just for giggles. And I think I wanted the potato seed, because the raiding, as much as I wanted the raiding hoe, I thought the extra type of seed would do better, because it's just more organic material. And food is good. That is another thing I can talk about. In the first Agrarian Skies, they had a bit of a food mechanic that I did not like. I remember the first time I was like sustained on fishes that we got from this this quest right here. I guess we need to get string first. So we need to make a crook, and I remember how to make that. I am not a crook. Let's make some sticks. that I was just sustained on fish, like day-to-day fish. Like, oh my gosh, I was running so low on food that I had to fish to survive. Like, I just had to sit there and fish, fish, and fish, and fish, and fish until I got like a steady amount of fish. Oh man, that was crazy. But the big problem for that is that it changed the way hunger worked. That you got hunger from doing nothing, which really kind of upset me. I tried to record a time lapse of something and I forgot about that, and I lost a ton of stuff, and I just turned it off. And I was contemplating going ahead and turning it off on this one just immediately, but I figured it's part of the early game is that it's important to keep that sort of mechanic going, because it adds an extra challenge to this early game, and I'm not one to shy away from a challenge. But once we get a stable source of food, I may consider disabling it on this one as well. Just because it's kind of pointless at that point, because once you get like enough food where it ceases to be a problem, then I don't see a reason it's still existing. And yeah, okay, I hate this stupid tree. Why you gotta be like this, tree? Why you gotta be so mean? We gotta harvest some resources here, but luckily I remembered that remembered/tested in the last time I tried to record this, that these Tinker's Construct tools do not degrade while destroying leaves, and they make them faster, so it's a good way to destroy these, especially since they do not degrade on themselves. So, can the night just come already? Like, jeez. Okay, what else can we do? Oh, did that actually reward us? Silky worms. Okay, so we gotta do that. Oh, I guess I could have used the crook on this one as well. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's do this, and try to get rid of all these lives. Let's actually use the crook to see if we can get some silkworms going, because that is important to get us some string. My mouse has always been... I got a new gamer mouse that hasn't exactly been reliable. I mean, it was super cheap. I mean, it was like $6 or something like that. Something crazy. Or it might have been $10 something like that. Extremely cheap, but I mean it's neat, and it's colorful, and it's pretty, and that's why I bought it anyway. Well, I was gonna buy a different mouse, but then this one had different colors and was cheaper, so I decided to go with it. Like, it had controllable colors. I was like, hey, and that's kind of the exact same thing that happened with my keyboard, because I was intending to buy just a plain old mechanical keyboard, and I ended up going with the one I have now, and which has two different sets of lights on it, which is pretty neat. But I only got it because it was actually cheaper than the normal one. So I've been blinging out my rig without actually trying to do that, or intentional. It's just that the thing was cheaper. And it's kind of like my case. It has a blue light where the fans are, which it's the same cost as a normal case. And it's like, I don't intend to be all blingy and flashy, but it just sort of happens. And it's the cheaper cost for something neat. So, okay, did we get any silkworms? We did not, so we gotta go. So that's nice. That actually solved a solution to... Solved a problem we had with the way it was. Let's grab this carefully, because we need these things to compost and make our own dirt. Nothing. Nada. Just chop it down. And I'm actually gonna I'll just destroy a ton of trees and yeah, farm up a little bit. Okay, these little suckers are pretty rare. Okay, if I remembered that correctly. Oh, I actually got one. This is like my third or fourth crook of just complete use on that. But I'm actually going to keep that there just so we have an easy crafting station. Let's see here. Okay, so what do we got to do? String. We've got to get string for that. So let's grab a piece of dirt and come over to here, and I think let's say right there. Or no, let's lift it up a little bit just so it's not obstructed by a lot of things. Let's put it right yeah, that's too far. Right here. Probably good. Yeah, yoink, 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 yoink. Ta-da. Okay, nice and short one. Usually I like to get big trees, but no, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now it's infested, and that's just going to work for a while, and then turn it all into potentially harvestable string, which is nice. String is very good for what we need, and we're going to need a lot of string for what we're doing. So I would just continue farming. Okay, so we're going to do one more thing with this episode because the timing is getting a little bit long. Well, not long, but longish. I like to keep these episodes, I should say, to like 24 minutes, something like that. So can we put something on there? We can. Excellent. So what I wanted to do to start us off here, will you please die? Come on. You can do it. I know you can. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Okay, that's just ridiculous. I might just plug this up right there. Can we actually fall through? I don't feel like testing, really. So I'm just actually just gonna do that. Because I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe at all. So to fix this, okay, let's just do that instead because it's deciding to be stupid. Unharvestable, but what I wanted to do is get back up on this roof here, and can we actually... No, that's gonna be a pain in the bum as well. So let's just do that and that. And we can get up here, and what I wanted to do was... Where's our ladder? Our ladder is here. I wanted to set up some trees to be growing on their own, because eventually we're not going to be able to bone meal everything. We've gotten a decent supply of bone meal to start us off, but we're going to need a lot more trees than we can currently produce. So what I'm going to do is set ourselves there, and you can see the tree is growing. We will probably harvest that in the next episode, but we'll just leave these two guys to sort of cook up here. And I might even, maybe once we get more dirt. Okay, I need to be careful about that, not jump off. But I have a feeling those ladders will be well worn in by the time we are done this series. Well, let's just do that, just to get stuff going. But that's going to be it for this episode. I'm excited to be starting again. I really loved Skyblock, and I really loved Agrarian Sky, so it's nice to be back. I can't wait to do a lot of fun things in this and take you guys along with me. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.